No sleep till Banach. Rally time. It is rally time. We stepped out of the darkness of the theaters and right hot onto the studios to start filming some stuff, man. Because we got so much going on, and we're just like, and we still got 5 more days.
Is it 5 more?
Yeah, we got 5 more days.
It feels like it's been 5 already.
We got 5 more days. I was like, we need to absolutely do a brain dump, get live, share with the peoples, and then get back in and get more footage. Fantastic debates tonight. We got some fights. We got a lot of stuff still going on.
Quite the main event going on
We're
tonight.
hitting the red carpet this week.
Yep.
Corey Feldman. Got a scoop here, so we got a lot going on. So we gotta get back in the muck. But let's first go through how are you feeling so far?
Sleepy.
Sleep.
Yeah.
Tom, you need sleepy.
I'm low on sleep. Low on sleep. But time marches on.
Yeah. I mean, we only dozed a few times. Not too bad. We'll take it. It's dark. It's comfortable. What else are you gonna do?
It's just weird when that snore rips out in the middle of a quiet scene.
Yeah,
of a movie.
I know we're there to nudge each other, but so far, I mean, it feels like more, but we're already in 8 movies, and we skipped a few because we don't have enough time, but we're still 8 movies deep.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, we're 8 movies deep, watching movies at 2 a.m. that are fitting for 2 a.m. and then watching movies at 8 a.m. that are not fitting for 8 a.m. We're doing it all. Is that the earliest? No, we've done like 6 a.m. screenings.
Have we? When? I wasn't there for that.
Oh, I think I saw one of the Star Wars at like 6:30 in the morning for breakfast.
Okay.
Yeah, so yeah, that's for another day. That is for another day. But let's talk about some of the movies you saw. You ready to jump in this?
Let's do it.
All right. So right out of the gate, after you were accosted by a clown with a chainsaw playing the kazoo out of his mouth, and then you get hit with a hammer just to make it to the theater to see John Lithgow is a heel in the film called The Rule of Jenny Penn with John Lithgow and Jeffrey Rush.
That was the curtain jerk. Yeah, The Rule of Jenny Penn from... That's a Shudder movie, right?
It's Shudder, yeah.
And it's from... was it from New Zealand?
New Zealand, yep.
Totally missed Jeffrey Rush walking right by us.
Yeah, he was in a boot too. He was still walking like Barbosa. He had that walk, and then I was like, he's dressed really nice for this Fantastic Fest. Did we actually say it by name yet? Fantastic Fest 2024. But yeah, we missed him walking right by us. But dude, that movie was good. Like, I wasn't even sure about it at first. Remember, we just kind of glazed through it, but then I saw John Lithgow was in it. I was like, all right, let's give it a shot. It was, I don't know if scary is the right word, but truly terrifying in the sense that if you're a helpless, older generation in a home, you're in danger if John Lithgow's in that house with you.
Yeah, I don't know how much can we even say about this movie. You don't want to ruin the premise for anybody, but John Lithgow returns to his heel roots and runs amok in a nursing home. Is it a nursing home?
Yeah,
elderly care home.
Yeah, elderly care, afterlife, but not exactly like hospice. But was he wearing? Yeah, we can't. Again, we're gonna keep all of these spoiler free.
Yeah,
I think that's the best way to go. But just know that it's a powerful performance. Like, do you think this is like too dark for either of them to get any kind of award nods? Because I felt like they were both award-worthy performances by both Jeffrey Rush and John Lithgow.
Really?
I thought so.
I don't know. I don't know about that, but I mean, yeah. I mean, they definitely were. They were. Well, I mean, both of them were really good at it, but John Lithgow as the old folks home. What would you call him?
He's a bully.
He's just a bully.
But he's a bad bully. Like, he's taking their food. He's hiding their teeth. He's going through all again. But the one thing that made me think that he might be award worthy is when he has those contacts in. He has a thick New Zealand accent that he's rocking, and he starts doing that Jenny Penn dance, and everybody's just staring at him terrified and knowing that there's nothing they can do to stop this man.
Yeah, I thought it was more when the puppet was eating the guy's balls or whatever. What was going on there? You can't tell. Was there something supernatural going on there? I don't know.
No,
I don't have to figure out for yourself when it hits.
No, because if you look again, light spoilers for this one. Just like John Lithgow is also in this facility, And there was a book in there that is just like how elderly people can cope with life using puppets. Mm-hmm. And he has a puppet on his hand called Jenny Penn. And who rules? Jenny Penn rules. And he has this like sinister, almost like the shining voice for Jenny Penn, where she is her own entity. Mm-hmm. So he used it as a coping mechanism, but now he almost uses it as as a bully. I almost feel like Jenny Penn rules, but John Lithgow is the muscle if you ever try to challenge Jenny Penn's rule.
Yeah, but that's dropping in South Lamar next week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So definitely worth checking out. Hit in theaters, but it's also a great Shudder movie. This is a nice. You just want to bang out a movie really quick on Shudder. We can't say enough how much we like Shudder. But by the way, I still wearing the badge.
I mean that's a smart move because right. I keep leaving mine behind.
Yeah, I just still have the badge.
Just wear it 24/7.
But do you think? Let's just give them the props to the art direction there. No pun intended, or maybe because Art the Clown is here and it's a circus theme. Is that a coincidence? We'll find out. But yeah, Rule of Jenny Penn. Check it out on Shudder. Let's jump to the next one. Never Let Go. That is the film with Halle.
The new film from Halle Berry.
The new film.
Halle Berry Productions.
Yes.
What was her production company? It's like Halle Holly or something like
Halle
that.
Holly. That's
Halle
exactly
Holly.
it. And
yeah.
I saw Holly. I don't know if it's a French. I think she has a podcast with that Holly.
Does she really?
Halle Holly. I've seen them drinking wine and telling funny stories.
Who's the Halle? Who's the Holly in Halle?
That
Holly?
I don't know. I meant to actually look that up because I'm jealous. But yeah, so Never Let Go, which actually I think it was the world premiere here as well, right?
Yeah.
So it was coming in with some hype, and we're fans of Alexandre Aja, right?
Yep.
We love us some Crawl. We did not get access to ask about Crawl 2, but we did have access. A lot of access, more access than I thought we were going to have to Halle Berry. We caught her early, struggling in that Texas sun. Mm-hmm. Struggling. It was like 99 degrees, and she was getting hounded.
Yep.
She was getting hounded at that red carpet area by you had a name for them.
The Autograph Hound Crew?
Yeah.
Yeah. You saw them running after that Suburban.
It's a shoot. They are like a pack of wild dogs. You know when a few stray dogs get together and they become a pack and then they run around and help each other?
Yeah.
That's what it felt like. Because at first they were standing there and was like, oh, they would just want to get some posters. But then when the car drove by that they thought she was in, they started sprinting after the car.
Yeah.
What?
With Monsters Ball posters in hand, all rolled up.
Exactly. And I said password swordfish. I saw that in there too. But what did you think about Never Let Go?
Well, you don't want to talk about the intro?
Which intro?
The Halle Berry intro we got for Never Let Go?
Oh. Well, I was gonna lead into that because you were talking about, but I just want to, she kind of led us with how this movie was going to end, and we'll show you guys here. She said you need to leave this film having more questions, and I think if you have more questions and you're questioning us, then we did our job. Well, I'll let her speak for herself, but I thought she definitely set the playing field and got me even more intrigued.
Yeah.
Of something, is there a twist? Is there a swerve?
Yeah.
What's going on here? And there clearly is, but it's never clear what that swerve is. And this one we have to stay spoiler free.
So what I was thinking, the vibe I got from this movie, very much Evil Dead vibes. Did you feel those?
I mean, definitely the scenery for sure.
Yeah, I thought that one. There's one primary entity or ghoul. That one that looks like an old woman.
Yeah, her
mom.
That
was her mom.
That was her mom. Yeah,
very Evil Dead. Overall, I liked it. It goes one way, and then that sort of like the direction you're seeing it going, it sort of swerves off of that, and it does kind of leave you with a lot of questions.
Yeah,
there was some pretty intense scenes. The one intense scene with the dog was almost made me lose it.
That was the scene that I was worried people would anywhere, but Austin especially. If they go too far, people will get up and walk out of this theater.
Yeah.
But it added for a shoot. It added a lot of intensity to that scene. It was very tense, and it brought that intensity IRL, because now I was in the theater, looking around, knowing that everybody's feeling the same tension that's happening on the screen, which was smart if you think about it. If a film is supposed to push you, it's supposed to make you feel, right. You're emoting, so we as the viewer can feel those emotions. So they were all in on that. So to do that, I thought was brilliant. That how far they took it, because you're already questioning what's happening here. So to add that, are all the rules, all the rules out the window? Is this a no holds barred match? I did like, I think the performance by the two children actors in there were great. I loved that it had a lot of old world Bible feel to it as well.
Very biblical.
Very biblical. And did you pick up like the whole Cain and Abel going on there, right? The whole mom loves me more.
Yeah.
One is a doubter. They had a lot of that going in there. So they kind of leaned into a lot of different biblical mysterious elements of the Bible, right? The mysterious elements of the Bible. You notice the mom and the boy's dad, who's another one that's kind of walking around. There was forked tongue going on, right?
Right.
So that I was like, okay, like that is synonymous with lying. So you don't know what's really going on. So that was the great part of this movie, that the whole time, you never have a clear moment of what's going on. And to me, that's going to keep you there till the end.
Yeah.
But then the important thing is you have to stick the landing. And that's TBD. This almost feels like this is a film that requires a second viewing. Even if, like, when you're excited about a film, you have to see it twice. But
you didn't see it again?
I think I have to see it again in a way, just because now we got I was starstruck. I mean, literally, Halle Berry was like, 5 feet in front of us talking about this movie.
Yeah.
And that kind of like, I was reverberating the rest of the night for that. So like, I need to just go see it in a box or somewhere, and just not have to have all that weight carrying on, and just see the movie.
I think that was the celebrity highlight of night one, right? Halle Berry?
Oh, hands down.
She's a huge star.
Yeah. I mean, we got to work the line. Well, we creeped up behind the line and got to do that.
Paparazzi style.
And then I got this beautiful shot of her, and I don't actually even know her real age, because to me she looks timeless. And I got this shot of her, and she wasn't kind of expecting the shot, but she probably would think there's just like, oh, she's kind of frowning because the sun is cooking her. But then there's just like, man, she looks so beautiful still. Like, she still is a movie star, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's 100%.
Yeah.
Like, if Halle Berry's in something, you're going to want to see it.
Yeah, she's definitely a draw.
But, and I like that she does lean into the her horror stuff, right? So I wanted to ask her that, but we did. She probably hid back in the AC somewhere and already split.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I think that movie just dropped today, didn't it?
It dropped actually the same day we saw it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was like,
All
that
right,
was
so get out and watch it.
Yeah, get out and go see Never Let Go. It definitely leaning into like the whole, I keep saying Birdcage, and people are like, the Robin Williams and Nathan Lane movie? It's like Bird Box, the Sandra Bullock. If you're a fan of the Bird Box movie, I think you'll be a fan of Never Let Go. A Quiet Place, that's another one to kind of get that feel too. So that's the vibe it went. But then the main event of the evening, which didn't start till almost midnight. Or do you want to talk about Max Sabbath first?
Well, Max Sabbath, yeah, we had a little segue through Max Sabbath. That was fun. Fantastic Fest always has a good musical opener.
Again, and I told you my manifesting skills are on point.
Very much so.
And I just feel like, didn't we just point out Max Sabbath? We may have talked about it on the show just like weeks before they were even announced or here, and then I just have this surreal moment of eating a free hamburger handed out by Max Sabbath minions.
Yeah.
Watching a Max Sabbath concert before the film.
How about that? How many times in your youth did you wish that you could have a server walking around with a pyramid of McDonald's hamburgers?
Yeah, I know. Many, many, many times.
And that just happened.
And it just happened. But you got some great footage from them.
Yeah.
They put on a good show.
Yeah, and folks who don't know Max Sabbath, they're a Black Sabbath cover band.
Yeah.
But they dress as the McDonald's characters.
Yes. Slayer McCheese is the one that sticks to my head, but you have Grimace, their Grimace character on bass.
Do you know the other names?
Let's see. We should look it up.
Real quick.
Let's give them their
Slayer McCheese. That's a great name. I didn't
Yeah.
realize that was what it's called.
And the Hamburglar is on drums.
Of course.
But it's okay. So it's Ronald Osborne, Slayer McCheese, Grimulus, and the Cat Burglar.
The Cat Burglar.
The Cat Burglar. So Hamburglar is the Cat Burglar. So
All right.
yeah, they did. They nailed the assignment. Though, like what a perfect band for Fantastic Fest.
No, and they sound great. They sound awesome live.
Like,
And,
tell me,
and they're even better enjoying a McDonald's hamburger.
yeah, I feel like they were almost better live because I kind of just glanced through some of their YouTube videos, but I thought they did a really good job.
Yeah.
Did you would have think even before we even started this channel that someday we're going to be standing next to Chris Jericho, who started off as a cover band in his band Fozzy when they were Fozzy Osbourne.
Yeah.
When they were
They were Black Sabbath cover band.
Yeah, and we are now standing next to him watching Black Sabbath cover band getting ready for the main event, which is Terrifier 3.
Yeah.
How crazy is that?
Wild.
Right before, and again, there's just so much going on, and
That's what I'm saying. So much has happened in the first 2 days. It already feels like we've been there a week.
yeah. And, you know, I represented the last drive-in, the shirt, and I told you, I was just like, I just want to get the Darcy pop.
Yeah.
And there's just like no one, not even knowing if she was really going to be there. And literally walk out the front door, and you're like, oh, there she is. And then I looked, and she's like standing right in front of me. She's like, nice shirt. And I just choked. I had one of those moments that I'm like, again, starstruck again. And I just stuck out for a fist bump. Didn't even get the picture.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh my God, I wanted you to see the shirt so bad. And there you are, like right there. But she was very nice enough to tweet a gracious tweet towards us.
I think you played it perfectly. You don't want to be that guy that immediately demands a selfie.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, I just, and she was on the phone too.
Yeah.
So she took the time to be like, hold on.
Exactly.
Nice shirt.
She muted the phone for a second.
Yeah, so I already felt like she already went above and beyond, and we're going to see her in Vegas next week, so I just didn't want to totally, like, spaz out. But, and knowing that, you know, everybody's already kind of, I don't know if on edge is the right word for Terrifier 3. Would you call that?
Folks were on edge?
Yeah.
I don't think folks were...
Excited, not like in a bad way.
Right.
But, like, I think you, like, a few times you're like, we're going to the world premiere of Terrifier 3.
Right.
Like, that kind of just like, this is
It
really
only
happening.
happens once, man.
Yeah. And, man, Terrifier 3, let's just jump into it.
Terrifier 3, the new film from Damien Leone.
Yeah.
In the theaters October 11th. World premiere just dropped at Fantastic Fest with cast and crew in attendance.
Yes.
And I think the audience was moved.
Yeah, that's one way.
I think the
That's
audience
definitely
was
one.
affected.
Seven screens?
Yeah, I think so. I
It
mean,
was
it was definitely the main event. I mean, obviously, you had the opening night movie. You have the huge Hollywood star. Halle Berry was there to kick things off. But, you know, the Fantastic Fest crowd, folks, were there for Terrifier 3.
Yeah, it was big, man.
Yeah.
And we did, it ended at like almost 2:30 in the morning, and you know, check out on our page right here. You got our immediate reactions, but now we have a video out there, so please check that out.
Yeah.
But now this is our more settled reaction, and I
Yeah.
still stand by what you said. I don't know if people are going to be ready for this.
I don't think people are ready. No, let me tell you what. I think if you're a fan already of the series and you're dying to see it, you're ready. And it's basically the first two films have prepped you for this, which I feel it's like a more focused, a tighter, a better looking sort of just amalgam of the first two. It's like every Terrifier film, every Art the Clown film, it just continues like to evolve and grow and get stronger, you know?
Like him.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, I mean, I think at least in our theater, they were loving it, right? I mean, they're popping for everything.
Oh yeah.
And I think in terms of, I posted this on Twitter and I said it ups the lore and the gore because you're getting definitely the gore is there. Everything that happened, it matches the intensity of the first two films.
Easily.
Yeah, except there's more of it. and there's more of what I love about Art the Clown is how he's got sort of random pulls he does, right? Random pulls out of his bag of garbage that he carries around, which I love in the watching the new Terrifier. He's Santa, right? But the bag is just painted red with spray paint. Did you notice that?
Yeah, I did notice that.
Yeah. Man, I don't want to spoil anything for the folks because it's still a while. But if you are a fan of the series, you jump right in, you know, and the movie moves. I think it was the longest film we saw that night, and it just went by fast.
Yeah, I don't think if you're a fan of this, you're going to be disappointed at all.
Yeah.
When you do recommend this to people who haven't seen it before, you almost have to have a little bit of that disclaimer of just kind of like we're letting you in a speakeasy that has really strong drinks.
And I'm not a weirdo. This is a thing, you know. I don't hang out in the $5 bin of horror movies at Walmart. This is actually a work of art.
It is. It really is. I mean, in a way, it is its own art. We broke a scoop. You know, we broke a scoop. I think a lot of people also were running out there to break that scoop. But, you know, we stuck around for the Q&A, and we confirmed that Terrifier 4 is happening.
Damien Leone said it himself.
He said it himself.
And, you know, the film feels definitely like it's the first part of a two-parter.
You know, because
That's not a spoiler. I don't want to... Yeah.
No, that is not a spoiler at all. Because the first one was very, like you said, very intimate from its All Hallows Eve roots.
Yeah.
It felt very intimate and contained in that world, even though it's still very terrifying. The second one really exploded the universe. Like, it really brought in all these other different elements.
Yeah.
And I think this one just kind of continues with that. But, like, part 2 was over 2 hours. You called it the Mega Slasher.
That's what they were calling it. I didn't coin that phrase. I think it was Stephen King that called it that.
The Mega Slasher?
Yeah.
Well, he's right. And I mean, this is really close to still being a Mega Slasher. I mean, it still came in at 2 hours.
Yeah.
But the thing about art, you know, it's just... I said it in our immediate reaction review. Like, if you're used to your slashers just like running and then one thing is going to happen to finish the job, Art, the job is never done. I don't know what makes him finally stop. Like, there isn't just like one blow. I'm trying to dance around the algorithm so we don't get busted. But like, there's one blow for most slashers where Art... There's a minimum of 15 blows before he even decides he's done.
Yeah.
I mean, that's that. After a while, those add up, and like, wow, this was like a Mega Slasher that went over 2 hours.
Well, that's the thing is, like, I think in the original slashers we remember, it was always just like
the chase.
Well, I mean, there was a chase, but it was sort of a setup, and then here's the kill, and you know, the kill is sort of like the peak, right? It's sort of like. Climaxes at the kill and then it's over, whereas this one just goes on and it turns into a bit. It's almost Art's comedic bit is this kill, and it continues to play.
Yeah,
and he's laughing the whole time.
Yeah, and like he's the one laughing the most.
Yeah,
when it's happening. There's some cool cameos in there. You said Shelley from Friday the 13th Part 3.
He was there in our audience somewhere.
Yeah. Clint Howard is in this one as well. Chris Jericho, who was in the audience. Well, Chris Jericho had a really good take of just like he loved that he felt like the lore was expanded by taking Art the Clown out of the Halloween element, which is where he kind of, I mean, he's a Halloween icon now, right? You're going to see costumes. He's going to be on people's lawns. They took him out of there and they put him into Christmas.
Yeah.
Which kind of like almost like the Ring, where you just seen a horror icon just crawl out of your screen into a different part of your world that you're not used to. And like you said, you're feeling very Christmassy now.
Oh yeah. Very much so.
But yeah, make no mistake about it. Like, Art the Clown he might, you know, we've always debated like who's number 4 on that Mount Rushmore. I mean, I think 10 years from now, people are going to be discussing what that Art the Clown
continues to grow. I think this one will I mean, it's probably going to get a bigger release. I think it'll pull in some casuals who will be just like, "What was that?" and they're going to have to go back and watch the first two.
Yeah,
because they're different. They've got different DNA. You know, they've got the makings of the OG slashers, but it's Damien Leone's just doing something different.
Yeah. Very, and he's not going to ever. These are never going to be PG-13. You're never going to get a fan friendly, or I should say, a ratings friendly Art the Clown. It's never going to happen.
Yeah.
And then what makes him so scary. And this is in all of them. Like, he's very like, you can touch him. Like the other ones, you can never really touch Freddy. You're not going to dance with Jason unless you have like telekinetic powers. Art, you're going to get in like a thumb wrestling match, or he's going to squeeze the horn. He's going to give you a gift first. You're going to be able to grab him. You're going to throw him out of a bar.
Yeah.
You're going to be able to interface with him before he turns it on. And to me, that's like very different. And we were listening to the Q&A after the film, and David Howard Thornton, who plays Art the Clown, he says that Art the Clown is the ultimate fanboy of all these other horror icons that come before him.
Yeah.
Art the Clown is a fanboy of horror icons. I think that's a really good way to put it. He's got a little bit of Jason. He's got a little bit of Michael Myers. He's got a little bit of Freddy. He throws a little bit of Chucky in there. And then after he said that, and I started seeing that, I was like, yeah, he really does have that.
Yeah. And the thing is like he does. I feel like Freddy, Jason, even Michael Myers had a sense of humor that was like alluded to.
Yeah.
It's like, Jason's really funny because he hung the body right here,
right?
Or something like that, right? That's a joke. But there's Art. The entire kill is a joke.
Yeah,
it's a practical joke. It's a comedy bit. It's a mime routine. It's something. You can't discuss any of the kills in this movie because that's what people are going to see. It's a spoiler. I would say, if I have any notes, and it's okay to give a note once in a while. I'll say this.
Yeah.
I was just like, I think that it might be a little bit. There wasn't, for the folks that have not seen the other two, there wasn't a hook for them to bring them in. I felt like it just kind of continues on after part 2.
Yeah.
And if you weren't there, you might not be sure. So I'm curious to see. I don't know if Jack's going to watch this or whatever, but
I already told him no.
Well, anyway, I'd be curious to get the opinion of someone who hadn't seen the first 2.
Yeah.
And see how it grabs them. But that's it, really. But
that's
what? That's our responsibility to watch the other films. That's not on the director to do that, right?
No, and it was fun when actually going back and watching the other ones after seeing. I didn't watch them in order, and it was a good time. Yeah, Anthony, Chris Jericho, I don't know if you know this, he's a huge fan of horror movies. He always has, he's been on The Last Drive-In, but if you ever listen to his podcast, some of his best Talk is Jericho podcasts aren't about wrestling. His best ones are when he has Eli Roth in there, or when he starts talking about movies, and then he starts going deep into the lore of this. And I'm like, oh, wow. He really is a fan. And he even said he's just on Dread TV. We saw them there, and we watched their interview, and he's like, I don't want to survive an Art the Clown movie.
Yeah.
That's that's not a spoiler, but that's kind of the goal of what's going to happen in these movies.
Yeah.
But it was interesting. The cast was all there, and they were great. So Lauren Lavera, who plays our main protagonist.
Yeah. She's fantastic.
She's phenomenal.
Yeah, I think she eclipsed a lot of. She's jumped to top tier final girl status in this one.
Yeah, and she talks about that, right? She talks about how she did a lot of research into the other final girls of where you're doing it. So I love that the main protagonist and the main antagonist in this are researching what came before them and using it to elevate their game, because they both feel very elevated.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, she's calling mental health facilities on just how people deal with trauma, and they're like, stop calling here.
Yeah, I have questions about that whole method. I don't know. I'm in a movie where a psychotic clown is trying to kill me. Do you have any tips? So I don't know. But I mean, what a great experience overall.
Yeah.
Amazing. If you weren't there, you should have been there.
And think of this. All right, so with our little timer gimmick here going, is telling me 30 minutes on the nose.
Yeah.
And we just went over day 1.
Yeah.
That was all just day 1.
Yeah.
That was all just day 1, man.
Absolutely. I'm sure there's stuff we left out.
Oh, yeah, because, I mean, it started a little bit at 5, right?
Yeah.
So, but it was still what a great hats off. Like I feel like we're in the theater now to the sponsors, and hats off to the volunteers that are just cranking it out. I mean, I myself, McDonald's. I was just thinking of those burgers again because of the big tray burgers. Alamo with those giant bowls of popcorn, and there was an Art the Clown music video after the Terrifier 3 while they were setting up the Q&A, and then we tried to get a better seat, and I knocked that over, and it was just like a huge explosion of popcorn like everywhere, and it was just like I wanted to like those servers like, yeah, I'm so sorry. I always do leave a little extra, and now you're gonna unfortunately earn it on that.
Yeah,
it was a long day.
Hey man, it was dark in there.
We did what we did, but all right, so we still have some time. Day 2, we start off with a nice morning movie called Don't Mess with Grandma.
Don't Mess with Grandma, starring Michael J. White.
Yeah,
a Tubi original.
A Tubi original.
Now, what's the main controversy here? Is the title? It's called Don't Mess with Grandma, or is it? It's kind of not. It's actually called, what was it?
Sunset Superman.
Sunset Superman.
Yeah, based on the song there.
Yeah, and according to the director, that's the true title. But if you want to find it on Tubi here pretty soon, it's Don't Mess with Grandma.
It's Don't Mess with Grandma, which is basically Die Hard meets Home Alone, but with Michael J. White.
Yeah, kind of like that.
Which this one. I did catch him on the walk by, but I just hate to bum rush these people like right as they're walking to the theater getting ready to go watch the film.
Yeah,
but it was fun. It was real. The whole Billy Zane is unrecognizable.
Some great comedic dialogue in that movie. Yeah. I mean, I had a blast, and obviously, it has the vibe. And this is not an insult. This is not a takedown at all. But it has the vibe of a made-for-TV kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
A made-for-cable, made-for-cable when that was a thing. And now made-for-cable means it's excellent. But, like, made for a free streaming service.
Right.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
No.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No, you popped when the Tubi original
I love the Tubi logo.
But it was good. It was cool to listen to them. I thought it was pretty funny to point out that the director was dressed exactly how Michael J. White's character was dressed in.
That's right. That's right.
Mess with Grandma. But it was interesting that he was talking. Michael J. White is just like, we know he's like a martial arts expert. Like he wanted to talk about the fights. Mm-hmm. He didn't seem all that interested. Like he didn't want to talk about the fights. He's like, it's like whatever. But he wanted to talk about like the dance routine that they were doing. And stuff.
He says he did that whole thing where he said, I'm a nerd. I'm just like, I was wondering, wait, is he working us because he's at the nerd film festival?
Yeah, I don't know.
He's just like, I'm just a nerd like you.
I do remember.
What's up, fellow nerds?
Yeah, that's basically what he did. But it was an enjoyable movie. It was perfect for what you expected.
Michael J. White just looks so cool in person.
Yeah, he does.
It's
he
just
really
like
does.
Him being there. You just want to you just want him in your photo.
Yeah,
whatever photo you take.
I know. Yeah, but it was good. It turned out really well.
Yeah, good movie. Definitely find it on Tubi. It's a fun watch. You can watch it with watch it with the whole family. I think it's a safe watch.
Yeah, no, this is definitely like. People are gonna laugh. Like there's
good. It's funny. The dialogue is legit funny.
There's a one scene in there that like, because in Home Alone, right? Like there's scenes like he's getting hit in the face with a bowling ball and his head is on, in flames, and everybody's like laughing. All generations are laughing. There's one scene with a dog in here, and it's pretty graphic. And man, that got a huge pop in the audience. People were cracking up.
Great dog actor.
Yeah, great dog. First time that dog was in a role.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
And I love seeing legit independent film success stories. Yeah. Because that's when you got to shoot a movie in 18 days. That's crazy.
Yeah, they cranked that out in 18 days. It blows my mind.
And it feels, it doesn't feel small. I mean, obviously it has sort of like the low budget tropes you expect. It's kind of contained, one location, blah blah. But it just works really well because of the intersecting tropes, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that, like I said, the dialogue is really good. The folks who play the home invaders, those actors were really good. If I could think of their names, I'd call them out right now. And yeah, Billy Zane with the Ned Flanders mustache.
Yeah, he actually even called him Ned Flanders in there. That worked out really well. So props to that.
I was hoping we'd get a Billy Zane run in, but no, at the Q&A.
Yeah, no, he was in a no show there, which I get it. I mean, he was acting.
Yeah. Collecting those Titanic residuals.
Exactly. Next film of the day, is a film that's already out there, so you can watch it whenever you want. 10-year anniversary of Zoe Bell's Raze.
Yeah.
R-A-Z-E.
Yeah.
My first time watching it. I don't
Right.
know. You had said you've seen it before.
Saw it on late night cable, so it's like, for folks who haven't seen it, sort of an updated version of a women in prison /
Women in-
boxing in prison
Yeah.
kind of movie.
Women in Cages. Which
Women in cages and prison boxing.
it was a great movie.
Yeah, you
And
really liked it, huh?
I think it held up really well too.
Yeah.
We got a lot of footage of her. She was there right there in person with the Q&A. She did an intro and an outro for the film, and she still looks like she's in great shape.
How about Zoe Bell in person? Did you remember when you were when I told you, look, Zoe Bell's standing right next to you? How many times did that happen at the festival?
a lot? A lot.
So far.
She was literally right there. And she looked good. I mean, you saw like the tone in her legs. Like she legit still could kickbox.
Right.
I don't think it's a work.
She's like very sweet and lethal.
Yes, sweet and lethal.
You can tell.
is
And obviously
her
she's having a boxing match later tonight, so we'll see how that
Yeah,
goes.
we are going to see her. We're shooting that too, so we're going to have some footage from that.
Yeah.
But she told a really interesting story about she knew that this movie was right up Quentin Tarantino's alley, and it just took forever for him to get around to watching it.
Right.
But we'll still not spoil it here, but there's
Well, it's an old movie. We
right,
can
it's
spoil
10
it.
years.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
So just that whole the way it ended. He hated the ending.
yeah.
I wasn't sure about the ending,
Yeah.
but because exactly what she said, there's one scene in this movie where they have these like it's basically fight cards that pop up, like preparing you for what's about to happen.
Right.
So when that popped up for Sabrina versus everybody, you're like, okay, now she's gonna go through like Matrix and Commando, and she's gonna take everybody out, and it's too expected.
Yeah.
And then to just get it in the back after she did like 99% of the work felt a little bit like, oh
Yeah.
man, it took the wind out of the sails, like because now I feel like they can just rebuild and do it again.
Yeah, and I thought it was I mean, I got a different read from the ending than you, right? I thought, well, I mean, whatever. I thought that person at the end meant was like her husband or something, or
Yeah,
somehow she was related to
that
them.
was interesting,
But I
'cause they
mean,
did show
'cause
them
that was
having
the
sex,
initial
right?
recruiter that gets folks into the prison boxing match. But yeah, I guess what was the main controversy? Did she die or did she
Should
not?
she have or should she not have?
Oh, or did she not?
That's another way to put it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's not 100% clear. I mean, I guess, like you said, it could have been a fever dream. I mean, she definitely got, she got hit, but you didn't know if it did the job.
Yeah.
So, watch it. It's worth watching. I think it is a perfect late night cable movie, to be honest.
Yeah, it's fun and it's like
Like, if you still have Cinemax and it's 1 o'clock in the morning, you're in for a treat.
yeah, and it's done in a genuine. It's done. She like Zoe Bell. She hopped on as a producer in that one, and I think that really helped. The tone. It's serious.
Yeah.
There's no there's no women. The usual women in prison tropes that you would get, right?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think that's a really good way to put it. It was very serious. She said, I didn't shoot this to a message that still holds up that she's not all about that.
Right.
She's like, I'm not saying, stick it to the man kind of thing. She wants people to watch films and then have conversations.
Right.
And that's what she's going to do at the debates tonight. This next film that we saw, we had a lot of conversations about, based on a fictitious meeting between Stevie Wonder and Paul McCartney called
Yep.
Ebony and Ivory.
Ebony and Ivory from the folks who brought you the Greasy Strangler,
The Greasy
which you
Strangler.
never saw. So I think had
And-
you seen it, you might have been a little more prepared.
Yeah, I was not. I was not ready for this. I was kind of like, and I'm stumbling, bumbling right here, but kind of like the guy who played Paul McCartney also was just like, I think I got to rewatch that again.
Hey, here's an update. We just missed Brendan Ruth at Fantastic Fest. He's there now.
Oh, is he there now?
That's just one of those live update things.
Man,
I was trying to see,
other Superman.
yeah, if anybody had any whatchamacallits about
Scoops.
of Ebony and Ivory. What other folks thought about it on Twitter?
Well, the polite way to put it, Tim League, the founder of Alamo Drafthouse, was there. And he came right out and said, this is coming out like next year. So if you have something bad to say, don't say anything.
Uh huh.
and that's going to be my and that's my review. But the Q&A was fun, because Tim Lee built this nugget contraption that was in the movie.
Yeah.
That for delivering nuggets into people's faces. And if you asked the question, you had to eat these veggie nuggets.
I believe it was called the Nugget Slider.
Nugget Slider.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, so that was kind of a good time. We got some pictures of that we'll show you up here. But
look, this is one of those movies you're going to have to just gauge for yourself.
Yeah.
And if you're into the Greasy Strangler, maybe you saw some of Jim Hotchkiss' shorts. I think he did an Adult Swim show, which I don't know what it was. If that's your type of humor, it's definitely that to the 10th degree. So your mileage may vary.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Just put it with an asterisk, because some of that humor that, Tim and Eric stuff, that stuff, sometimes it works. It's just, but sometimes it feels like an inside joke that you don't know, or sometimes the way you put it, maybe we were the joke. Look how confused they are.
Yeah. Anyway.
But hey, man, Frodo Baggins bought us a beverage.
Frodo Baggins handed you a beer, yeah?
Yes, Elijah.
I have it right next to you. I don't know if you can reach it. But
Oh, yeah, I can. I don't know how YouTube feels about these.
Yeah.
Oh, well, maybe if we just... But, yeah. Whiz Fizzy, Wee Billy's Big Wee Fizzy.
Anyway, there's only one film festival you can go to where Frodo Baggins will hand you a beer.
Yeah.
Out of the blue. And also, you got a cup of hot chocolate.
You did a hot chocky.
Yeah.
Hot chocolate. Maybe people are going to quote
Don't
this
spoil
movie.
it.
Maybe people are going to quote it.
Tim spoiled a huge gag in that movie and during the intro, so don't spoil it anymore for the
I don't want to even talk about
We don't
that.
know when this is coming out.
Next year.
And like I said, I feel like when it comes out, it's probably going to be way different. But anyway, this is not, like I said, this is one of those ones. It's like your mileage may vary.
Yeah.
But like seeing it at Fantastic Fest is definitely the way to see it. And if you didn't see it, you missed
I'm never going to tell anybody to not see a movie, even if I don't like it. Because like you said, everybody's going to have a different feeling towards that. So I would never tell a not, but it's just like sometimes, well, you got it done. You made a movie.
They got it done.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Next up, we got two more here we want to talk about. Is one our 8 a.m. movie, because it was sold out.
Oh, real quick, let me just interject, because I know there was one you missed when at that one point I hopped into that AV Geeks Clown Nightmare.
Oh yeah.
And that was really interesting. It was like I guess you could call it found footage. It's old, like 16 millimeter industrial films that all featured clowns. So there was one that was like a clown church. We had a lot of clown. We had a mime who was showing us kids in danger. We had kids getting in danger situations, and I don't even know how to describe them. Anyway, that was a fun little thing that I got to see from the AV Geek. I think they're called AV Club, the Alamo AV Club.
Okay, yeah, it did look fun. There's so much stuff we can't. You said you're going to have to make a lot of Sophie's choices here, and you are. Like, there's some stuff we're just missing it. There's nothing we can do. Think about last night. We were not fast enough, and not only did it cost us VHS Beyond, we missed the secret screening that was Saturday night.
Yep.
The movie based on that.
With Jason Reitman in attendance.
In attendance. And I was I'm very psyched. I'm a huge mark for Saturday Night Live, even its peaks, its valleys, but the behind-the-scenes stuff,
Same.
Even more so. So I was really bummed when I saw that was the one we missed. But we got secret screening number 2, so we'll see how it goes. But we went to the press screenings this morning, and it was not on the list. But VHS Beyond was on the list, and there's two things I'll say about VHS Beyond. It's great, the best one in the series, in my opinion.
Yeah?
Yes.
How many is there now? I don't even know. Is this 8?
Yeah, I think it's up to 8.
Yeah.
But I will also say, don't watch this movie before 7 p.m. This is not an 8 a.m. movie at all.
Yeah.
I love their gimmicks that they've been doing. They went back to the 90s and then went back in the 80s. And I'm like, are they just going to keep jumping time periods? Like, no. Beyond is nothing but found footage when it comes to aliens.
Yeah.
And I thought that was great. We had Justin Longs, which was the only one that I wasn't 100% sure how it leaned into the aliens.
Yeah.
I mean, she just seemed more like a psycho.
Did they say that it's actually aliens, though?
They made it seem like
I guess the majority of them are
right?
alien. Yeah, they are alien related.
Otherworldly, maybe, is a better way to put it.
What about the first one with the New York cops? Which I don't want to reveal what's going on there, but I don't know. Was that about aliens?
That one's called Stork. That was directed by Jordan Downey. And yeah, the Stork I thought was an alien.
Yeah.
that they were just doing something with babies. But like, we'll give them the props.
Don't reveal too much, though.
No, yeah, I don't want to spoil it. It's going to be on Shudder, I believe, in 2 weeks. So I don't want to blow it.
Yeah.
But Stork, Fur Babies, which was written and directed by Justin Long and his brother, or Christian? Is that a brother? I don't know.
I have no idea.
Yeah, it's kin. Live and Let Dive, I thought was genius. That one was so freaking good.
Yeah.
Dream Girl.
Dream Girl.
Dream Girl was a little bit of a tilt of we'll never say Bollywood on this channel ever again.
Yeah, no,
confuse it with Tollywood, so we'll just call it India cinema.
Yeah.
How they lean into that. And then Stowaway, which was directed by Katie Siegel.
Was that the...
And Mike Flanagan was the writer.
Wait, what was the skydiving one?
That's called Live and Let Dive.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Which starts up and then is down and then goes up again.
Yeah.
I thought that was a fun little teeter-totter. I was like, wow, I never seen a movie start up, then go down, and then end up again. Right. I don't know why I marked out for such a little detail like that.
I definitely, that one might have been my favorite, except, again, at the end of the not Bollywood one, I started to get it just with these films. You got to be ready for the motion sickness.
You do, yeah,
yeah. And I think, like you said, it's probably a little more aggravated in the morning.
Yeah, it did not help. I had to turn away.
All I had was coffee in my stomach, and it was just kind of like, whoa.
And we were still struggling from bad karaoke and Ebony and Ivory.
Yeah.
And then the rapper special presentation, which made it feel like it was, it gave it a nice gravitas to it.
What I really like about the VHS, like I think you already said it, but it's like they keep reinventing themselves.
Yes,
that's why this keeps working, and this is one of the best ones in a while. I can't think of I get them confused in my head, and I don't think I've seen them all, but this has to be one of the best ones in a while. I love the the TV documentary rapper that they did on this one.
Yes, that was very good.
That was really good. And just I don't recall the names of the directors here or what they've done, but I think it was a nice showcase for these folks.
Yeah, Jason Cheel, Katie Segal, that was working with Mike Flanagan, Virat Pal, Justin Martinez, Christian and Justin Long, and Jordan Downey are the directors of that. Check it out. It's going to be exclusive on Shudder on October 4th.
Yep.
And that was day 2. But before we wrap up, we squeezed one in today, even before we started recording.
Yeah.
Which right now for me, if I'm putting Terrifier aside because it's its own thing.
Yeah.
When you say because I would have went and saw Terrifier in the theaters no matter what. So I gotta say, like festival movies wise, for me right now it's a tie between Rays and Baby Assassin's Nice Days.
Look, you always got to go see the martial arts films at Fantastic Fest.
Yes, you're 100% right.
I mean, this is the third one in a series. I've never heard of Baby Assassins, and now I definitely want to see Baby Assassins 1 and 2.
Oh, without a doubt, I want to see them immediately. This was great. It was the best way to put it is just like, what if you made a true anime that was like in real life?
Yes, and it's also John Wick.
John Wick it was very John Wick in there. The stunt choreography in here was fantastic. Mm-hmm. It was so good that I just it was kind of a bummer that I was already so tired.
Yeah.
That I just would never want to even just see that my beat up, from suffering, through no sleep.
Yeah.
Like 9 hours sleep in 3 days is rough.
And the kids, the actual baby assassins themselves, are so cute.
Oh, it's so good. Just like lead into it. I don't know, the director Yugo Sakamoto, and action director Kensuke Sonomurara.
It's funny because it's like, folk. I feel like right now John Wick is the pinnacle of action over here for us in the U.S., right?
Yeah.
And I feel like this just said like, oh, hold my beer, and it's like, just doing John Wick, but with such ease and grace that we can also make it funny.
Yeah. No, and I love the. It felt like a lot of homage to Jackie Chan fighting styles, especially like the way they do their hands. I feel like he was obviously the king of putting so much comedy into like his martial arts, into his performances, and I felt that in this movie. This, you're really gonna enjoy yourself, and we found out you're gonna enjoy yourself even if you missed the first 2.
Yeah,
that you're still like it. I want to see now. Now I feel like we're gonna go back and watch prequels that were just getting made.
Yeah.
But I loved this. It's really close between this and Ray's for me. But before we wrap up, where are you at? What are your faves so far? We got 8 in the books.
Are we not counting Terrifier?
I don't think you can count Terrifier.
We can't
like
count
I said,
Terrifier?
we would have went and seen that, and honestly, probably never let go, no matter what, possibly because they had the main. These are the festival films that, like you said, in the old days, you saw a festival film, you may never see it again.
Right.
So let's let's make
I mean,
it fair.
I mean, thus far, my favorite from an entertainment perspective had to be Baby Assassins.
Yeah.
I'm a big mark for martial arts films, though. That's probably my top genre. Second, I'm going to go with the curtain jerk Jenny Penn because I did not. It was not what I expected.
Yeah.
And some of the John Lithgow scenes are really disturbing.
They are.
And just a very unique premise for a movie that I would never thought that I'd be watching or any. If someone pitched me that, I don't know that I'd want to see.
Yeah, you weren't like even going up to it, like getting ready to sit down. You weren't sold on it.
Yeah, well, it was tough, right? Because it's the opener, and it's 2 movies ahead of Terrifier 3.
Yeah.
But I think I was surprised by the whole thing. It definitely who we talking to somebody in the elevator, and he was like, "I'm about to go call my grandma in the rest home."
Yeah, he did say that. That was
Yeah.
great. Make sure she knows she's loved.
Yeah. So I just think that one, as the opener, caught me by surprise and turned out to be really entertaining. So catch that on Shudder.
Yeah, catch that on Shudder as
When it
well.
drops.
That's what's great about a lot of these films now. We can at least point people that you are going to find ways to see this.
Yeah.
You know, this isn't the old days where you may never see it again unless the tape trader gave it to you.
Yeah.
But all right, man. I think we got to keep it tight.
Yeah, let's keep it tight. We got stuff to do.
Yeah, we got more. We got to get ready for shoots. We're a quarter of the way through. We got the fantastic debates tonight. We got a red carpet. We got to prepare for. We got the films we didn't get to see. Now we're gonna go see this. So yeah, we got a busy couple of days.
We got screeners we got to put on while we sleep,
Yeah.
so we can ingest them.
So yeah, man. Definitely, if you were ever on the fence about Fantastic Fest, no more. Jump off the fence and jump into Fantastic Fest 2025. Just it's time for you to go because the whole thing. They lean into the gimmick. They lean into everything, and you feel immersed in it.
Yeah,
So
I think
definitely.
maybe we'll hop back on live towards the end of the fest. We have one more update.
Okay.
And but yeah, let's get back into it.
Yeah, let's do it. All right. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you soon.